Hi there guys and girls, and welcome to the next Mortal Kombat Conquest review. In the last one I ended it by saying I'm not sure what the next one is, and it's actually one of my favourite episodes, which is called The Master. There's some really cool stuff in this episode, storytelling wise and stuff. We get to see Shang Tsung when he was good and how he was turned evil. So this is actually a really clever episode in that aspect. Firstly, it starts off with Vorpax. Well, you see a woman, you don't see her at first. She's got like the hood on, you know, and she arrives at this wall and she puts this gemstone down, and this gemstone unseals sort of the brick wall. Well, not brick wall, it's just the rock. Makes a hole, and then there's a guy in there who's asleep. He's been sealed inside this cave. And then she takes the hood off and you see that it's Vorpax. And she knows exactly who he is. This must be, you know, how Vorpax is getting revenge on Shang Tsung for him murdering all the women from the last episode, murdering everyone in Kriya's camp and getting back at Kriya. This is how she's going to get back at Shang Tsung, because she's obviously found out that he is an enemy of Shang Tsung, and they never really explain this connection at all, so it's good that there's a bit of mystery to it. So basically Vorpax lets the master out, and then we cut over to Shang Tsung, and he's just wandering around Earthrealm, because as you heard in the last episode, he said it's going to be his new home. He's just wandering around, and
so simple.
He's using sorcery to make apples fall from trees and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then he gets to this guy blocking his way, and he's like, "Move now!" And then he turns around, and it's the master. And then Shang Tsung's shocked. He's like, "You should be dead," you know. And then the master does some cool teleportation trick and teleports them to this room, and we find out later about this room. This is also another thing that's really well done with this episode. Even the environments relate to the story. And then, the master, he says, "All your evil, all your sorcery, this is where it started." And he's like, "This is where it will end." And then Shang Tsung's like, "For you." And then we go into the first fight scene, and this guy can really fight. Let me just say that straight away off the bat. This guy is an incredible fighter. I don't know who he is. He's probably some legend. I haven't even looked him up. But if you watch this episode, you watch the way he fights. Honestly, it really shines through. He can fucking fight. You know, so we get some really good fights with this guy in this episode. He fights Shang Tsung and he beats him. He actually uses a bit of sorcery himself at the end, sort of the finishing move. Then the intro rolls, and then we come back, and he grabs him, and then he does more sorcery onto him, and he turns Shang Tsung into like how Shang Tsung should really look, as in the old man Shang Tsung, like from MK1, the MK1 Shang Tsung, you know. And he sort of freezes him there on the ground, and says, you know, think how you got there, and that sort of leaves him. But he has another plan, you know, which we'll find out about later. And he starts calling out to Amijas, which is sort of interesting. And then he has a flashback, and we see Shang Tsung and Amijas, and they're in Earthrealm, and they're good guys. And that, you know, Shang Tsung and Amijas are lovers and that. And then the master comes up and says, you know, is talking to him, and he sort of interrupts Amijas and says, "Look, Amijas, you know, Shang Tsung's training takes priority. Soon he will defend Earthrealm in Mortal Kombat." And you're like, what the hell?
Enough, you two. There's time for that later.
Lots of time, I hope.
His training comes first. Come.
Well, since it's studies we're talking about, I have a new potion I've been working on. I have to show you.
Later, Amijas. Shang Tsung's training is more important right now. Soon he will defend Earthrealm in Mortal Kombat.
So yeah, we actually see, not only do we see Shang Tsung as a good guy, we actually see him fight on the side of Earth in a Mortal Kombat tournament. So yeah, beautiful episode. Yeah. Then we cut back to the good guys, and Master Cho shows up at the Kung Lao Tiger Zero, and they think he's just some old man. Then he sort of makes his apple float there and does this jump kick and breaks it in half. And Kung Lao straight away knows he's a master of martial arts.
Welcome.
And
Master
so
Master Cho.
they decide to hear him out. He knows about Outworld. He even straight up mentions that he trained Shang Tsung. Taja doesn't like him from the start, but Kung Lao wants to sort of hear him out. Then Ami just finally shows up. She restores Shang Tsung's youth, so he looks young, but she leaves him old on the inside, and she says, I've restored your youth so I can watch you die how you used to be. So obviously they're all acquaintances. And then we see more flashbacks again of Shang Tsung and Amijis, and they're lovers and that. And it turns out that Amijis is working on all the potions back then, and she's trying to crack the potion of immortality, trying to work out how to become an immortal, and she's pressuring Shang Tsung into asking the master how it's done, because they know he's obviously extremely old, yet he's alive and well.
You should.
Ooh. Sorry, excuse me. Then we see Master Cho, and he's training Kung Lao a bit. He's showing him a bit of his sorcery, and that, and then I love what Siri says here. Wow, cool trick. And he's like, trick? Will you teach me to do that? That's the first thing I'd say.
Wow! Good trick.
Trick? It's not a trick.
Is that something you can teach me?
Oh. And so he sort of hasn't officially started training him, but he's showing him. I can show you a few of these things. Help you in the next Mortal Kombat and that. Then we see. Again, we go back to one of Shang Tsung's flashbacks, and he's using sorcery to light fires, and even the master says, "I do not teach you these things to make your life convenient." And then he teaches Shang Tsung on how to use sorcery to see into people's souls. So he sees this man and woman, and they're sort of flirting with each other, and Shang Tsung uses his powers to work out and looks into his soul to see the real heart of what's going on. On the surface, it looks like he's just trying to chat up this woman, and then he with his sorcery, he's heart pounding, so he knows he's nervous. Works out as he's nervous. He works out it's because he's cheating. He's already got a partner, he's already got a girlfriend, another woman, this guy, and he's trying not to think of her, trying to chat up this other woman, So we get to see how
there's another woman.
How Shang Tsung gets his powers, and he even says, "Wow, it was so easy." And the master says, "For you, with the heart of a sorcerer." So not everyone would be able to do it very easily, but it's just natural for Shang Tsung because of who he is. Basically, then he says, I want to learn it all. I want to learn everything, And then he tries to get, he says, even this and your secret of your long life. And then Master turns around and says, that you will never learn from me. Gain immortality from winning Mortal Kombat, or not at all. And then Shang Tsung says, well then why learn the ways of sorcery if just to die like any ordinary man? So this the master won't teach Shang Tsung this one thing, and this is the thing that Amigas has been pressuring him to find out. So Shang Tsung's sort of stuck in the middle of these two people. Then we get to see Shang Tsung fight in Mortal Kombat. This is cool. I love this scene. We get to see Shang Tsung meet Shao Kahn for the first time. We've got this other unknown fighter guy, but he's really cool. And yeah, it starts off, you think, Shang Tsung's gonna, kick some ass because he's tough and that. And he does okay in the fight, but he lasts and that, But the other guy pretty much, he's winning. So then Shang Tsung tries to use sorcery against him and throws like a green bolt, and the guy like dodges it. And then the guy throws another one back at Shang Tsung, and rather than Shang Tsung blocking it or dodging it, he just grabs the guy out of the audience and just uses him to block it and just kills the guy. I love that. And then Shao Kahn stops the match and says, "You violated the rules," which is really clever because they don't ever really explain the rules. But he says, "You violated the rules. This match is forfeit." And then the guards drag Shang Tsung off the fighting arena, and then Shao Kahn says to one of the guards, "See to it," and then in the next scene, Khan's dragged him back in, and it's just him and Khan, and he's saying he's getting inside, Shang Tsung's head, saying, "The only reason you're alive is because my guards protected you," which is what he was talking about when he said "see to it," And he's like, "A lot of people from many realms want you dead for what you did today,"
Let them try.
And he calls him a coward. Did it bug you when they called you a coward? Dismissed off stage like a little dog, And he's like, "No." He's like, "Liar."
Like a dog.
Yeah, so Shao Kahn reveals that he has the ability to look into people's souls as well. And he tells Shang Tsung to look into his soul to see the heart of a ruthless emperor, which is what he sees. And then Shang Tsung says, "Well, what could you teach me?" And he's like, "That which your master holds from you." So there must be some sort of indication in Shang Tsung's soul that, Master Cho is not telling him everything, or there's something there, some indication that he's not happy with Master Cho, and Shao Kahn's able to see that and use it and say, "I can teach you that which your master withholds from you." Either that, or he knows about the master. He knows his past or something. And then they drag the guy in that beat Shang Tsung in the tournament. Well, not beat him, but he didn't defeat him. And it throws him on the ground, and then he says, "Looking into souls is one thing, but taking souls will allow you to live forever." And then Shao Kahn takes a soul right there. "Your soul is mine." Sucks the soul right out. Like it's just, this is what I love, because Shao Kahn just takes his soul so easily. Shang Tsung sort of always has to control, there's more control involved, but Shao Kahn just does it so easily, like he's a true master. And as you know, Shang Tsung learnt all his sorcery from Shao Kahn. He learnt all his tricks and everything. So that, again, is done really well. Really good story. A really good way to tell a story. Finishes with Shang Tsung with a smile on his face. And then, because he's got what he wants. Then we go back to the good guys, and they're walking around town, and it's like a desert. It's deserted, and everyone's sick. Everyone's coughing and that. And they're trying to figure out why. And after this, then we go back to Earth, and Shang Tsung confronts the master and says, don't go with Shao Kahn, stay with me, I didn't win Mortal Kombat, I won't stay young, blah blah blah, and he's like, it's another century away, and Shang Tsung's all angry, and he's like, he says to the master, "Give me the secret of your immortality and we can start over again." And he says, "I cannot." And he goes, "Well, then it's you who has turned your back on me." And then they walk into this arena, where Shang Tsung's frozen currently, this room, and this is where we find out why he chose this spot, and he even tells Amijus, this is it, this is the place where I stole a soul for the first time. And they're in there, the Master and Shang Tsung are talking, and all these bandits come out. You don't see the fight, but you see basically that Shang Tsung's defeated them, and then Shang Tsung grabs one of them, says, thieves, I can steal too.
No.
Your soul is mine. And then he takes the guy's soul, and Master Cho's like, no, don't do it, there's no turning back, as there was none for me. So we find out, you know, this is Master Cho's secret. You know, he's addicted to stealing souls as well, you know, and that's his secret. And this is how Shang Tsung became evil. And yeah, he steals the soul, you see this big green glow around him, looks really cool. And then he just says, you and I are done. And the Master walks off, and that's it. Then Shang Tsung and Amijus show up. They go back to him and they say, Shang's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, you are my master, but it's all a trick. And Amijus has poisoned this tea, and she poisons the Master, and he says, curse you, Amijus, may you, you know, discover the secret of immortality and be cursed by it, you know. And yeah, then he gets knocked out. Then they're carrying him into the cave, which is where he comes out of at the start, and they're sealing him inside. And yeah, so he's sealed in this cave, by the way, for 400 years. He says, 4 centuries I've waited. 400 years he's been there. So they seal him back in there, and one of the conditions that, yeah, so they seal him in there. Yeah, and oh, it's confusing because there's a past and present. I thought I had something wrong, but I don't. Okay. Yeah, so then they seal him inside, and Shang Tsung walks out and opens a portal. And then Amijus says, is that Outworld? He says, it's my new home. And then she's like, don't go, you know. And he walks off. He walks into the portal and he ditches Amijus, leaves her behind, you know. And then we go back to the good guys in the present, and Kung Lao catches Master Cho stealing some life force from Taja. It's yellow, it's not green. He's like stealing this like energy out of her. You know, obviously he yells at him. She says, you're like Shang Tsung, the same as him, that, you know. And he basically just admits, I was using this place as a sanctuary to regenerate my powers. Now I'm ready to do what I needed to do, which is, you know, kill Shang Tsung. So Master Cho leaves the trading post, and then he shows up, or he goes to where Shang Tsung is now, and Amijus asks for a deal from Shang Tsung. She says, I'll free you if you give me more mortality. That's what she wants, to be mortal. She doesn't want immortality anymore. And he says, alright. And so she frees him, and then Master Cho shows up. Amijus does this cool thing where she changes her clothes with a wave of her hand, and they have a fight scene, and fight against Cho. And Shang Tsung and Amijus is too much for him, and they win and beat him.
Finally.
Finally, indeed. Both of you together. The two who betrayed me.
You are a fool to return here.
A fool? You I could sense. But I couldn't find Amijus. I let you live, hoping you call for her help. Your skills have improved. My compliments.
What do you want?
After centuries of being buried alive, to kill you both.
taught me how to look into souls. And do you know what I see in yours, Great Master? Defeat. Utter defeat.
Then again, they seal the Master away. They seal him in the cave, and Shang Tsung seals it himself this time. And then Amir just says, "And now it's time for my end of the bargain, where you make me mortal." And he says, "I can't do it. With him, maybe." And she's like, "What? Shang Tsung, no!" You know. And basically, yeah, so Shang Tsung betrayed Amir just not once, but twice. Again, leaves. And yeah, he's free. Master Cho sealed back up, so it's win-win for him. And then the episode ends with Amir just going back to the cave. She puts a new stone down, unseals it again. And Master Cho says, "Be just, you know, because they're enemies." She poisoned him, remember? And she says, "Master Cho, it's time for you and me to have our own deal." And the episode ends there. So this episode was really well done. It's one of those ones where you get to see a bit of the, a bit more story about Shang Tsung. You get to see him when he was good. We get to see him in the Mortal Kombat tournament. You got this master who isn't part of Mortal Kombat at all, but such a good fighter, and just perfect. It fit perfect. Like someone like that powerful, had that powers, would train Shang Tsung, train him like that, and really liked it. It was really well executed. It's definitely one of the best Mortal Kombat Conquest episodes for sure. The only thing that you could say is bad about this episode is there's a few scenes where they use Annihilation stock footage, Mortal Kombat Annihilation footage for things, but it's okay in this episode because none of the story. They're just, you know, the effects of when he looks into Shah Kahn's soul. You see like the effects from Annihilation, like Liu Kang's animality, like when he's like in beast form and that, but we don't hear anything. We just see the visuals and that sort of mixed in. So it works okay. It doesn't bring the episode down. But this is definitely one of the best Mortal Kombat Conquest episodes. I love this episode. It's probably definitely, I'd say in the top 3, for sure. Serpent in the Ice is, and this one is. I haven't really worked it out, you know, which ones I like the best, but top 3 or top 5 easily. Yeah, the guy who played Master Cho in this, so brilliant. The girl, Angelica Bridges, who played Amegus, smoking hot, you know. All the fans talked about her in this show. She basically just wore nothing in this episode. It was basically like a bra and panties, you know, and some see-through like net over the top of that, so you can't really complain. And yeah, as always, Bruce Locke did a really good job as Shang Tsung, so it was a great episode. Yeah, thanks for watching another Conquest episode. Another one down, number 17 down. So that means we got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 left. Wow. The next one I believe might be In Cold Blood, possibly. So yeah, I'll see you next time for that one. Peace out.
Like you said, my powers have increased over the years.
Omijus?
Master Cho, it's time for you and I to make a deal.